Awesome. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about your closing argument to Iowans, with it only being a couple days out from the caucuses. So on the progressive flank in Iowa, a lot of Iowans have said that Sanders is second choice to you, and that you are Sanders' supporter's second choice. What is kind of your closing argument to Iowans? Why should they support you instead of Bernie Sanders?
So, look, I think our number one job is to beat Donald Trump. And close behind that, it's not only to win back the White House, it's to take back the Senate, and it's to win up and down the ticket. We need the state races, we need the local races. We got to get Democrats back in our government, because I believe that the Democratic Party is the best place where we actually get a chance to make this government work, not just for rich and powerful folks, but to make it work for the people. And I got a plan for that. I got a plan for winning, and I got a plan for making big structural change when we do win.
So are you saying that the biggest difference between you and Sanders is that you have the plan to make the big structural change happen?
Let me put it this way. Bernie and I have been friends a long time. I'm not here to knock anybody else. I'm just here to talk about why I'm running. And I'll tell you why I've got the best chance to win. Let's just look at some of the pieces here. The first one is women win. The world doesn't look like it did back in 2016. I know people are asking this question, and so let's get it out there and let's talk about it. Since Donald Trump was inaugurated, we've had the biggest protest rally in the history of the world, the Women's March. And women have come off the sidelines. Friends of women have come off the sidelines. And the consequence of that is that in competitive elections, women are outperforming men. We took back the House in 2018 because of women candidates and women who were energized to get in the fight. We took back state houses and seats in state houses. So part of it is I just want to make sure we're not playing on a playing field that says, oh, can we really trust this to a woman? The answer is the guys have lost a lot more than the women have. But the other half of this is about what are we going to run on out there to pull in everybody from our party. Because from my point of view, that's what we got to do, and we got to pull in some independents and some Republicans. So the big thing I talk about is corruption. I talk about a government that works great for those at the top and not much for anyone else. It is a message that everybody in America gets. When I talk about the influence of money in Washington, everybody nods. They get it. I have 3 brothers still back in Oklahoma. 2 of them are still Republicans. But when we talk about Amazon and Eli Lilly and how last year they made billions of dollars in profits, and how much did they pay in taxes? 0. And at the same time, it's hard to get resources for our schools. Tuition goes up because there's less taxpayer money. It's hard to build our infrastructure. It's hard. Our national debt, we're going into debt. All because those at the top don't pay a fair share. So my fight on this is to say, let's start by talking about corruption. It works all the way across our party, and it's true, and it's what we need to change. We break the back on corruption, the influence of money. Now we got a chance to make big change. We can make the progress we need to make on climate. We can make the progress we need to make on bringing down gun violence. We can make the progress we need to make on wealth inequality. I got a 2-cent wealth tax that is supported by Democrats and Republicans. Would let us do universal child care and cancel student loan debt for 43 million Americans. These are things that can pull us together as a party and pull a lot of the independents and Republicans in, because understand this, these progressive economic issues are not just a part of one party, those are America's issues. We get out and fight for those, we're gonna have a win in November, and more importantly, we're gonna have real change come January 2021.
For sure. So you've talked a lot about your policies and how this is a down ballot race. Are you concerned at all with division between the progressive flank of the Democratic Party and uniting as a party after this race is over?
I think of working together as a party as not we wait until the end and say, okay, that's done, now let's think about uniting the party. You know, we started this race with a much more diverse field, with a lot more folks. And a lot of people have been forced to drop out. I remember the day that Kamala had to drop out, and she said because of money. That was the same day a billionaire bought his way onto the debate stage. I think that's wrong, and I spoke out for it. But the other thing I did is reached out, not just to Kamala, but to a lot of the Kamala staffers. These are good and dedicated people, and we're not in competition. That's not what this is about. We now have a lot of Kamala folks on our team. We have a lot of Cory Booker folks on our team. We have a lot of Julian Castro folks on our team. We've got folks, I'm just trying to think, we have Bullock folks on our team and people from Kirsten Gillibrand's campaign. And there may be others. That's how we do it every day. We don't wait until the end. And these are people who are fully integrated into our campaign at all kinds of levels. They're helping us on policy. They're helping us. I have people right now who are working for me and trying to help me get elected here in Iowa who still have a Cory sticker on the back of their phones. And you know what? That's just fine. Because this is part of bringing our voices together. We have built the best on-the-ground grassroots organization. And it's an organization about saying, let's pull everybody in, but at the same moment, let's stay true to our values. We run on our values every day. We do our best to live our values every day. As a team, we are determined to make real change in this country, to have a country that doesn't just work for those at the top, that works for everyone else. And I think by the end, that's going to be small steps on getting people together because we're bringing them in as we go along.
For sure. So a lot of what you've talked about, you're bringing on all these people to to your ticket. So with the new reporting rules with the Iowa caucuses, there will be the raw caucus goer support, and then the condensed second alignment final delegate count. And then obviously the state delegate equivalents. Which do you think of those results are most important for determining?
You need someone who is much more of a pundit than I am to talk about which are the most important. You know, for me, this is just about reaching out to everyone in Iowa, and frankly, everyone in America, about what our possibilities are. The possibility of actually having a progressive government, a government that's there not just to work for rich folks, not just to work for the lobbyists, but to really make the kind of change that gives every kid in America opportunity, and I mean real opportunity. That possibility is in front of us right now. So my job is to get out and talk to people all around Iowa about it, and because I don't do closed-door fundraisers, I don't do call time with millionaires and billionaires, it means that I've had time to reach out to people all around the country. I've been to 31 states and Puerto Rico for town halls. I've taken thousands of unfiltered questions. I've been to red states and blue parts of red states and red parts of blue states, because that's the kind of grassroots movement, that's the kind of coalition we have to build together. So you identify 3 different parts of the caucus. Man, I'm out there fighting for all 3.
Gotcha.
Time for one more.
Okay. Let's see. So going back to the relationship that with you and Sanders, have you reconciled? Do you think that you will ever reconcile your relationship with Senator Sanders?
Oh, Bernie and I've been friends for a long, long time, and worked long before I ever got to politics. You know, I didn't spend most of my life in politics. I spent my life in college campuses. In fact, I spent a couple of weeks one summer right here at the University of Iowa, working with Katie Porter, who was, at that time, she had been my student back in bankruptcy. And then we had worked together, and she had become my co-author, and she was a professor here at the University of Iowa, and she had a big project put together and had about, I don't know, maybe half a dozen professors together during the summer, and we wrote a book together from here. I don't want to have a fight with anyone. I want us to win because people are counting on us. You know, In my family, my daddy ended up as a janitor. My mom worked a minimum wage job at Sears. None of my brothers graduated from college. I always wanted to be a public school teacher. That was my dream from the time I was in second grade. And by the time I graduated from college, my family, they didn't have the money for a college application, much less to send me off to university for 4 years. And my story has a lot of twists and turns, but my big chance was a state school that back then cost $50 a semester. And it opened a door for me. And after that, another door opened, and another door opened, and another door opened. I'm in this fight because I am grateful for the opportunity that was given to me by taxpayers 2 generations ago. And I'm in this fight because I am determined. I am determined that we can be an America that extends and grows opportunity, not just for those born into privilege, but opportunity for everyone. It really breaks my heart that the kind of opportunity I had is just not out there. But boy, the guys at the top are richer than ever. We can build a better America. We do it together, by coming together, treating each other with respect, but we also do it by having backbones of steel and being willing to fight. That's why I'm running for president.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to
All right.
see you.
Yeah, you too.